Shalom people of God, I come to deliver to you the revelation of February 8, 2018. In this revelation the Lord showed me a very large angel. This angel was very large in size and he controlled the aerial atmosphere of the prayer room. This angel had 2 large wings and he was strong. But beside this angel of God there was also another angel in our room of prayer, that is to say in the room of the pastor's office, and this angel was dressed in a wide top with a short red coat. He wore a blue skirt and on this skirt there was a sword holder and a forum. His sword was stored inside. The angel of the Lord stood at my side and said, "This, servant of God, look what happens when you don't secure your equipment." Then I saw a substance like liquid tar that formed and became like a rope in order to seep through an open breach. Then this substance was scattered into very fine particles which infiltrated the memory of the central units of computers and electronic devices. The angel tells me the substance that you saw transform into a tiny particle is the seed that Satan infiltrates into the electronic and technological materials that Christians have consecrated for the work of the Father. The angel continues and tells me, when Satan finds a sin it allows him to open a breach for which he brings in this defilement. As soon as he succeeds in doing so he takes control of your devices and does what he wants. Then I saw a stream of blood that was sifting over our heads. That's when I saw principalities, which reside in the heavenly places. These evil power were led by a woman, who wore a large white silk robe. This woman in question had white hair and she was white. She had a fine silver crown on her head. She held in her hand a strange weapon made with silver, and the spirits which were under its control, among them there were 3 strong demons. These demons were stocky giants. They wore black skirts with fonts. These skirts had yellow patterns and these demons wore coats that were red on the inside and black on the outside. Looking at these demons I noticed that they had sharp fangs, and they also wore crowns of gold on their heads. These crowns were big, they had a very thick thickness, and these 3 princes of darkness stood just behind the woman in white, all 4 with a lower part which transformed into horses. It was after I noticed that at a certain distance from the earth at the limits of the terrestrial globe they resumed their form similar to humans. There was a very large multitude of demons who followed them, and these demons who followed them were of several forms. There were red demons but the majority of the demons were dark. There were also big demons, thin demon, small and large demon, dwarf demon, giant demon. Some had several faces, others several heads. These demons all stopped and all looked towards our direction. Instead of seeing the cell and its contents, that is to say that instead of seeing us since we were in the cell praying, these demons saw a burning ground in the middle of which there was the blood of Jesus Christ. I then heard this woman who was the prince of demon exclaim saying, "Those who invoke me," gave me precise information on the place that I was to come and attack, but geographically I cannot find this place. The people who had summoned and alerted this female demon were the sorcerers that dwell in the neighborhood of Gathering Place. This goddess called these witches and wizards to ask them the exact location, if they were sure that it was this place where she was with these demons, and these witches and wizards replied to this goddess, that this was indeed the place indicated, and this woman goddess replied to them saying that she does not see the indicated place of the assembly of Christian, but instead she sees a space surrounded by a devouring fire, whose center was carpeted with the blood of the just man. At that moment I saw that this army of darkness had their eyes focused on the blood of Jesus which shone with an unbearable clarity, and at the same time this blood was generating and releasing a heat that was truly unbearable. These demons were still very far from where we were. They were still at the edge of the terrestrial globe, but I noticed that the heat emanating from the fiery blood of Jesus has made a path and rushed straight towards them at the earth atmosphere, and I noticed that this heat was like a transparent path which went straight towards them and confused them all. They fled away and were all scattered. The woman goddess cursed and insulted the witches and wizards that had summoned him. She said, "These bunch of incapable, I am a queen and a powerful sovereign of space. As a queen I never accept being humiliated. These bunch of incapable must understand that I never accept being humiliated by these incapable bungs who dared to disturb my peace." Then I saw an angel in the center of the room. He was looking at this woman and these prince of air being tortured by the blood. They were being chatted and they were blaspheming. The angel was smiling with gentleness and tranquility. He was smiling in absolute serenity, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony. Revelation 12 verse 11. After that the angel tapped me on the right shoulder and said to me, "Now follow the teachings, be in peace." Then he placed his right hand on my head. I saw a white document come out and there the revelation was cut off, peace and grace.